It's time for Gang Smith Family Gaming! Game on!
Okay, Funky Bunch. Welcome back to another installment of Smith Family Gaming, brought to you by Mary Unboxing. Today's installment, something a little special. It's to showcase off the enhancement for Google Earth VR, where they incorporate Street View into it. But in doing this video, I decided that I was going to go around the area next to my work, and up next to that area there is a military base. It's Kirtland Air Force Base, and there is a mountain range up by the base area that we've always known has been hollow. We've always assumed that they had like missiles and hangars and stuff there, and a long time ago, well, I'll let that get into the video, but if I disappear suddenly from YouTube and I don't show up anymore posting videos, this video might be why. This video might be the reason. So without further ado, let's jump into it and showcase off Google Earth and potentially highlight some secrets from the military base that they might not want known. So here we go. See you after the video. Alright, Funky Bunch, so here we are in Google Earth. I actually wanted to pull this up because they did an update to it where you can kind of go in for Street View and look at street views from like the Google cars, but also from like 360 video pictures that people upload. And so I wanted to kind of show that off to you guys, but I also wanted to show you guys over by where I work, we have a mountain range, and that's not what we're looking at right now. This area here is actually where the game is booted up to in Glacier County, Montana, which is pretty awesome. Look at all this massive lake and all these little lakes, and that would be cool right there to kind of hike up to and see if maybe they had some nice fishing and stuff there. I don't know, that would be pretty cool. But I love the way this looks and how you can kind of adjust the day and make it nighttime, evening, and that's kind of cool. But gonna kind of jump out, go over to my area where we are, so bear with me while I get there. Where Bugs Bunny should have turned left. And let's go ahead and make it a flat map. And here is the airport. You can tell it's the airport because, well, it's got little airplanes. And this more is the military airport, because over here is like the commercial airport. And my connection for the internet isn't like super fast. It's DSL, so it takes a little while for everything to load up. But there's our nice big mountain range, not big by other people's standards, but it's big for us in our little area. And now I'm going to come down over next to our freeway. I'm going to go over to where my work is. Let's just go flying through the air. Let me see. There we go. It's like a baseball stadium. You're flying. Actually, that's the amphitheater for where our musicians and stuff come. Let me come down into it and see if anybody posted a picture. This is Mesa del Sol. I don't know if anybody maybe put a Google Earth picture on it or anything. I'll take a look at this for a second as it's kind of loading in and see if anybody did. I'd be kind of surprised if they didn't, because this is where we have like a lot of the concerts and everything that go on. But yeah, no, it looks like nobody put any kind of picture up here. Oh, I thought that was gonna. Oh, there we go. So here's the Isleta Amphitheater. I can go ahead and pull the ball in and just kind of look around. Obviously, they're doing like a nighttime concert on this night. Not sure who was doing this concert. Almost looks like I was gonna say a country band, Blake Shelton or something, but looks like that is the star, not that. So not exactly sure who that is, but if you put the ball up to your face here, the bubble, the globe, you can just look around this way, right? So let's come around and see if anybody posted a second picture, and it'll give some time for things to load up a little bit. No, don't see any other pictures yet. Let's come up here, see if any parking lot. Did anybody put any other pictures at the parking lot? Nope, nothing else. Here's the big parking lot, the main parking structure. Still don't see anything changing with here, but let's come over here and we'll go to my work. There's some things loading up. Here we go, coming right into my place of business. I'm going to come right down to my roundabout, land down on the ground, and it should switch in just a second to a new globe. Let's see if I have to come over here. I know there's a different globe here because I was here earlier. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull it in, and oh wow, there we go. So we had a delivery for Airmark for our cafeteria going on. Come in through here, got our roundabout. I usually park out over in that area over there. Trying to see when this picture was taken, if I was in my Hyundai at the time or my truck. I don't see either of them, so this may have been looks like it was an overcast rainy day, but it kind of looks like the sun was over in this area, so it should have been over in that area already, parked in my Hyundai. And then I was joking with my friend earlier, because right over there, guy walking in, I was joking with him saying that looks like it would be him walking in for the day, but I don't know if he actually has a satchel that he carries his laptop in over his back like that. He might, but that kind of reminds me of him. It'd be funny if that was actually him there. And the little car that you see, the front sticking out here, that's one of my coworkers' cars. It makes me laugh that my coworkers' cars there. Now, the mountain range that's over there, and then these mountains that are here and then come extend over to here, This one that's straight over there is the range that I wanted to show you, because Carrie and I, years and years ago, we went to California. And as we were flying back in the plane, we flew over that mountain range, and we had always heard that this mountain range was hollow and that it was being used for like military missiles and hangars and silos and stuff like that. But we never actually paid too much attention to it. But when we were flying over it, we were actually coming right over the top. We were able to look down, and we saw a couple hangars, and we were like, "Whoa!" But you can't see it too well. So I was like, I wonder. So came here on Google Earth today, actually, and went and checked over here. And I just want to take you guys over there and show you guys what I saw. So we're going to come out here like we're leaving work. Come over here. Come down to the street. Take this little road out. See, I'm going to see if these roads actually would travel all the way out to that mountain range or not. Now we're coming over, like, I'm pretty sure that in this area we're probably on military land at this point, because all these little roads and byways and stuff like that, this right here is on the military base. So I think this thing here, even though I can't really get into it and it's not going to be super detailed, I think this is one of their shooting ranges. And then all along over here, they do their missile tests, or not missile tests, but bombing tests, because we see the explosions, like I said. And here you have some hangars. You can tell they're hangars because they come in. It's not going to get super detailed because obviously the military is not going to let them do too much as far as the scanning goes, but it'll come up a little bit in a second. So I'll just sit here for a minute and let it kind of load a little. But you can see, comes in, you can see that they're bumped up and that there are little doorways that are in the front of each of these hangars. So I don't know exactly what's inside, but I find it kind of cool that it's covered over to make it look from higher up in the air, just like the landscape. I mean, they're covered in just a material or maybe even sand to make it blend in to the surrounding area. And then also right on the top of each of these, there's a little port. So I don't know if that's just like an exhaust or a port for air conditioning, or if it's like a heat port or what. But now it's getting a little bit more detailed. As I come down a little more, you can see definitely has doors. Big door for the hangar, and then a little door for personnel. Almost looks like a guard shack or guard hut or something. Here, maybe a window or some kind of signage that would be on here. And yeah, the way it comes up and the way it's kind of bumped over, maybe like a tarp or maybe a tin roof that's covered over in dust. I don't know for sure, but I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, each one of these, like here's one. I'm gonna come over here. That one's not loaded in very clear, but look, there's one there. This one over here doesn't even look like it's covered over with dirt, but there's a littler one here, guard shack. Looks like there's going to be a little port as this one loads in, little port as this one loads in. So let's continue coming over and flying over towards where this mountain range is. So again, let's come up. Here's all the roads. all these roads are connected, so I'm sure as you're coming around, you're driving up. So from the roads I was coming from work way over there, as they come onto the base, it's all connected. You just come along, and now you're starting to come up and around here, starting to come up towards the mountains. You can either take these roads here, which start on this smaller mountain range, and then it goes up to the larger mountain range. Even this smaller range, if you look, the roads that come up, they have little hangars that go in periodically all the way around and through the mountain. And the cool thing is, when you come down, each of these things, here's one, and right here, look, there's like a, I don't know how clear it's going to get as it loads, but it's like a satellite dish or something above this one. And then over here, here's another one. And right up here, there's a satellite dish. Come over here. More buildings as you come around. But then you come up in here. Here it is. Go straight up. Satellite dish. This one here. There it is. Straight up. Satellite dish. And this one actually has like buildings and stuff along the side of this road. And then you have other little roads that come off and they branch up and come up into the mountains here. I'm not sure where else this road would go or what the purpose of this little road is, but kind of just comes up, almost looks like up this way a little bit, but then it runs out. I can't really see it too well. Kind of looks like another one comes up this way. But let's see, as you follow it around, there's another one. You got some other little buildings around the outside of it. There's a little white van coming down the mountains. There's another road that branches off, and this one has a roundabout. And these ones have smaller hangars that come off them. Now, yeah, these ones, I say they're satellite dishes. I don't know if they are or not. They just seem to me like they would be, because they look like they're raised up off the ground and they're casting a shadow and they're circular. So I don't know if these are hangars that house aircraft and then these satellite dishes are linked to each of these craft or drones or whatever they may be that they have in here, and maybe they fly them remotely from each one. It strikes me as odd that each one of these is has one of these dishes on them. It's also possible, entirely possible, that they might be silos, but I don't know for sure if the silos would actually protrude up out of the ground. I would think the silos would be more flush to the ground than coming up out. But I mean, look at all these. I knew there were some of these around the mountains when we were flying over them from California, but I had no idea that there were this many of them, and every one of them is connected to one of these things. And then you have some areas like here is giant parking lot. This one has a bunch of like delivery trucks, so I don't know if they're delivering into this particular silo or not, but this one is interesting because I don't really see right offhand a satellite dish attached to it. However, if you come up from this one, this is kind of interesting. It's got, these are what I would be thinking of as silos, like ports, because they look more like they're flush to the ground, and they look kind of like they have grates over them. So it's almost like they have missiles larger missiles in here because of how tall this is. And then you've got your vents here, and then maybe these are actually the things that open up to release the missiles, and these would be your exhaust ports for when the flames are shooting out, potentially. I don't know. Over here, there's more. Look, here's maybe this entire thing is hollowed out, and I'm wrong. Those aren't even the silos. Maybe those are the silos, and these each open up to shoot out. But then you've also got this building here. This road that comes off here actually comes around, comes through. It attaches to some of these smaller buildings up here, and even a building way up here on the top, and then goes all the way down and connects to the other side of this mountain. So some really cool things up here. And then as I'm coming over here, in addition to like these smaller ones, let me see if I can find them. It would be kind of creepy, just as a resident of this area. It'd be kind of creepy if all of these areas here were actually missiles, and all of these round things here weren't satellites at all. But if all of these ports are actually like missile ports, that would definitely be creepy, because that means that this entire mountain range and everything around it is loaded. I mean, loaded with tons and tons of missiles. And it's like right around the corner from where we live. Look at, whoa, I did not see this before. I just saw this from the road over there when I was looking, but USAF, so U.S. Air Force, it looks like a helicopter. I mean, it looks like there's the tail and the body of it, but I don't know why that sign would be so big like that. Over here, talk about hangars, right? Like we saw over there. So you've got a larger hangar built into the mountain here. Now, these hangars are a little different than all of those silo hangars that we saw with the satellite dishes in the back. And the reason I say that is because each of these hangars that are here, this structure that's back here that I'm pointing at with the mouse, I don't know if you can see with the dot or not. If not, I'll kind of fly over it in a minute. But you have the hangar, and then back here you have this larger feature. And these hangars that I'm going to come by and show you guys as I come around this front end of the mountain, each of these hangars have one like this. And these things, as they come down, this is more like person view. Okay, so it's kind of a little bit bigger than the size of a house for this hangar, so not too terribly big. And then as you come back, it looks like a rock. And initially I was thinking, okay, it's just a rock. But if I come around over this way, let me go over here. There we go. So here, if you look at this big giant door, you follow it back right here. There's that type of structure. Come over here. Here's the door. Go straight up. There's that type of structure. Same over here. Giant door. Go straight up. There's that type of structure. So I don't know. Right here again. Door. You come straight back. And it's right in here. But it's not as pronounced. And then here, again, massive doorway. And you come up. And you've got just these outcroppings, and the one up here is where it is. So I want these doors to load in. This one over here, let me see which one was loading in. Okay, so this one's loading in pretty good. But look at it. I mean, you can tell without it loading in all the way yet, you can tell right off the bat it's a huge, massive metal door. Something over here, and then like I don't know. I don't know if this is something to help open it or what, but I mean, look at that. That thing is huge. Just wish it would load faster for you guys. I'm a little surprised because this is all like military base. With all of these hangars, with all of these silos or what appear to be silos, I'm a little surprised that it's not something that was blurred out or covered over. I know a lot of times the military in areas like this, they will blur it. They'll take these areas with these types of features and they'll blur it over because I mean it's like security stuff. They don't really want people to notice and to see these kinds of things. But it doesn't look like this is going to get any clearer for me, unfortunately. I was hoping it would, but just wanted you guys to see the kind of stuff that I found just kind of cruising around. Look, this one makes me laugh because it looks like, I don't know if you guys have seen Army of Darkness or Evil Dead, but it reminds me of the face on the book, the Necronomicon. It looks like the face of the Necronomicon. Klaatu Verata Niktu. And it's like, all ye who enter here. But there's a little weird vent looking thing up on the top there. Looks like it's trying to load in some of the scenery, so I'm going to see if this comes in a little bit clearer at all. Maybe not. It's kind of odd. It even looks like, look, it looks like that has an eye, like a pupil. Looks like there's a pupil. Looks like an arched eyebrow with another eye there. And the nose. Even looks like it's got lips. Wouldn't that be, oh, that's a creepy thought. I'm like kind of cruising around showing you guys this, and it flagged something like the military's site, and they're now like, we're watching you. Okay, so, oh, let me come up over here. I wanted to notice this too. I actually took off from the mountain range and I came up and looked a little bit. So there's the mountain range, and in between the mountain and this range over here, there's this what looks to be a target area. So I don't know if maybe they use this and it looks like they maybe drive trucks out or planes or something out, and maybe they use this for um, aerial runs, like aerial practice, but it looks like a bombing range because you've got what looks kind of like a bullseye pattern on the ground in the middle of this mesa, and then possibly over here, I just noticed it, you've got a mountain with some buildings, and looks like maybe, I mean, looks like some observation areas, because you've got some rounded, they kind of look like observation areas on the top. Yeah, look at that. Oh, wow. Wow, that's a lot clearer than I thought anything like that would be. Almost, I don't know if that's, wow, if that's metal on the top. It almost looks like glass. Whoa, holy mackerel, that is clear. Yeah, look at that. Wow, it looks like glass. Because look, you can see in here, so it's like the sun is shining through. There's glass. Yeah, so it looks like maybe they come and potentially do observations of whatever they're blowing up out there. Wow, that's fantastic. That is so, oh, that's cool. Look at this. I would never in a million years have guessed that this was out here. But it does. It looks like that maybe the top of this is metal, but you can see through here. So this area here at least is glass. You can see into it. Wow. This is cool. So there you guys have it. I mean, I don't know what to think. Just thought it was interesting, and thought there were some neat little finds up in my area, and wanted to share them around with you.
Okay, Funky Bunch. So now you know what I was talking about. All those hangars, all those cutouts into the mountain itself. We knew there were a couple there, had no idea at all that there were that many silos, hangars, storage areas. I had no idea what they are. None. Just at a loss as to if they're satellite dishes or missile hatches or what. If any of you out there who are subscribers of ours happen to be in the military and have seen those types of things before and can potentially let us know what we were looking at, maybe put our minds at ease a little bit, I'd appreciate it. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. So just sound off and tell us. Let us know your comments. What are your thoughts on the matter? Especially like the big target concentric ring thing. It looked like a bullseye. Those buildings that look like the glass domes and stuff, where they may have done observation. Who knows? I don't know. What do you think about the street view? I know there wasn't very much at all focused on the street view, which is what I wanted to do on this video. But it kind of took on a life of its own with all the hoopla around the Kirtland hangar stuff. So bizarre. Anyway, we may end up doing another video if you guys want to see that. If you'd like to see us go to different areas around the world to showcase off the street view more, which is, you know, that hole where I put the globe up to my face and kind of looked around from my workplace. If you'd like to just do more of that, just put in the comments down below where you'd like us to go, and we'll definitely kind of highlight those areas. But if this is your first time watching, or if you've been a long time subscribe or watcher, just haven't gotten around to subscribing, click that button down below, subscribe, and help us grow. Share us around Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, Instagram. Tell your friends and family about us. Get them to come by and check us out, and if they like what they see, maybe they'll subscribe and join up on the Funky Bunch. Anyway, we will catch you next time on next installment of Smith Family Gaming, provided the military doesn't show up at my door. Anyway, take care, everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye.